Elizabeth Judith, your courage coach with your cup of courage for the day. I've been talking a bit this week about mindset, and any conversation around the importance of mindset, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the news. Those of you who have been following my videos have probably heard that I don't typically watch the news. Ever since I was diagnosed with cancer over 20 years ago, I learned that I needed to focus on more positive things in order to get through that. And I've actually never looked back, quite frankly. And I want to offer you or suggest to you that you might want to take a look at limiting your access to that news as well. There's a tremendous amount of negativity in the news these days. The ratio is 10 to 1, by the way. Negative news to positive news. It has to be that way. They've learned that positive news doesn't sell. And so we really are inundating ourselves with a lot of negativity when we focus on that. And a lot of us are watching a lot of hours, especially when something terrible happens. It's like a drug almost, it's really hard to pull ourselves away. There's this phenomena when, we just keep watching over and over again, everyone talking about this terrible, terrible thing that happened. And I know we all want to be informed, but I have to say, I have found that the really big, important stuff, I find out about it. I hear about it. And if it's something that I really care about, I investigate enough so that I can do whatever it is that I wanted to do to make a difference in that. But short of that, what are we watching that for? If we're not going to do anything, is it just so that we can then be able to talk about how terrible it is with the other people and sound like we know what we're talking about? Or if you are going to do something about it, once you do something about it, what's the point in continuing to watch it? We have a limited amount of time and energy that we can use to create a better life for ourselves and for the world. And we have to be conscious about where we spend that. It is a limited resource. And do we really want to pour it into just watching something like that totally doesn't do anything to make the world a better place? And actually it can really drag us down and deplete us of our motivation and inspiration to go out there and do anything once we finally get the gumption to turn it off. If there's something going on, if there's a fire in your neighborhood, trust me, you're not going to be left in the dark about that. You'll be getting reports on that from so many different sources. You're going to know what's going on. So I just want to offer that to you because we've been doing so much talking about how important our mindset is. And I talked to you about our need to protect that and what we expose ourselves to, especially the news, because it's so negatively biased, has a really powerful effect on that. And is that the effect that you're really looking for in your life? And trust me, it doesn't have to stop you from going out there and making a difference in the world. If it's something that's important to you, you can get the information you need. You'll hear about it. You can find out what you need to do to make a difference. That can feel very empowering. I'm talking about the endless watching and regurgitating on how terrible things are when we're actually not even going to take any action on it. So let that in. I know that's a touchy subject for some people. We're really committed to being informed. We think that it's our duty to do so. And I believe it's a duty to make the world a better place. But watching hours and hours and hours of negative news is not necessarily the best way to do it. So consider that today and see if that's something that maybe resonates with you, and go out there and live from your courageous heart.